steps to deal decisively with these forces that seem to have lost their sense of nation building. On the call for the ouster of the Philippines from the UN Human Rights Council, we respect the rights of all, including the extremely critical, to freely express their opinion of the government. However, self-styled watchdogs of the Philippines' human rights performance need to balance their call with legitimate organizations like the United Nations Human Rights Council, which recognizes the work the Philippines does given and despite its challenges. The UN body's unanimous adoption of its report on its review of the Philippines last month highlighted the Philippines' clarification of issues brought against it by local interest groups, as well as the Philippine government's own recommendation on how the UNHRC can further strengthen its review processes in succeeding cycles. Having said that, the Philippines is an active member of the United Nations HRC and respects this body's integrity and will call out attempts to use it seemingly to advance certain interests and political agenda. We're open to a few questions.
Question MPC. Marisa Lalili, TV5. Microphone, please.
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, just a few clarification about the speech of the President last Saturday. When he mentioned that the President is challenging Chief Justice Sereno and Ombudsman Conchita Morales to submit their resignation with the President, is the President serious about the issue on resignation?
Well, it's his prerogative to make that call. The President believes the Supreme Court Justice and the Ombudsman have allowed themselves to be used by certain political forces to discredit him and his administration in order to spark public outrage and to eventually oust him from the presidency. In other words, he finds them suspect. And it is his prerogative to ask them to resign.
But on the part of the President, why is he willing to resign if he's not guilty of the accusations?
Well, that is his manner of approaching the situation.
Thank you, sir.
Question? Follow-up?
Sir,
Yes,
sorry. Naalala ko. Sir, yung sinabi ni Presidente that he is not willing to submit himself to the investigation of the Ombudsman, how will this affect, the institution? Hindi po ba ito magli-lead into kind of crisis given that part of the mandate of the Ombudsman is to investigate government officials?
Ma'am, what the President has basically said is that he will not submit to that. In other words, he finds their position suspect. Okay, so so that is where he's coming from, and he himself has also concurrent authority regarding the matter. So it doesn't seem like it will affect anything except that it just makes clear his position regarding the matter.
Thank you, sir.
Ace Romero, to be followed by Jack. And
Yusek, if I remember right, last week you issued a statement stating that the President respects the independence of the Ombudsman as well as its functions, its fact-finding functions.
Yes.
How do you reconcile that with the President's refusal to be under the jurisdiction of the Ombudsman probe?
Apparently, he sees that he sees that, for example, that the office may be encouraging a certain efforts. So, for example, like a fishing expedition by the Senate. In other words, he finds them at this stage. After having said that, he finds their position suspect.
Does he still respect the independence of the institution?
He respects the institution. However, the practices of certain people there may be suspect.
Okay, another question. Regarding his labeling of Chief Justice Sereno as corrupt, does he have an evidence to back this?
I'm sure he does. He's a lawyer. He knows he must speak out of substantial evidence.
Okay, isn't this trial by publicity, considering that he himself compared himself to Chief Justice Corona, who was then allegedly a victim of trial by publicity according to Corona supporters?
So your question is?
Isn't this trial by publicity because he has not released the evidence and he's labeling the Chief Justice as corrupt?
Well, he sees himself as being, when you say trial by publicity, are you saying that he's creating a trial by publicity?
Because he called the Chief Justice corrupt.
So?
So, do you think it's trial by publicity?
No,
Because he has not released evidence to back it yet.
No. I think you make that's a huge jump that you're making. He simply is stating his opinion about the matter. So it's not trying to create trial by publicity. If that is the result, people are more interested. Yes.
And he has evidence to back that claim.
He's a lawyer. He should do that.
Po, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
The President has accused the Ombudsman of corruption and that he even admitted to bribing Ombudsman investigators. So, is he calling for the impeachment of the Ombudsman? Because under the Constitution, the recourse for corrupt, impeachable officials is through impeachment.
Well, if at this stage, he has a capacity to also do that. He may have he has a capacity to do that. While the ombudsman retains the power to discipline, the president also has concurrent authority. So if necessary, he may. If necessary, it's an alternative that can be done by the president.
Okay.
Is he considering it? He
has not yet made that statement, but he did say that he has made that a position. That, in other words, there's no formal move yet to do that, although he has made that statement.
Okay, thank you, Lanesca.
Sir, sorry po. The President also said that the Ombudsman's office is ridden with corrupt investigators. And on the other hand, the government is also saying that the police, although there are policemen who are corrupt, not all of them are corrupt. So, can we apply the same doctrine to the investigators of the Ombudsman?
Which is what?
Which is not all of the investigators of the Ombudsman.
That is to be assumed, That is to be assumed that when labeling. But what the president is trying to say is that the office is compromised. It may not be entirely everybody, but the office apparently is compromised.
Sir, even if the office of the Ombudsman is compromised, the President will still respect its mandate to investigate
The
officials.
institution, of course, but however, he may take the necessary actions against certain individuals, yes.
Okay, thank you, Lanesca. Rose Novenario.
Thank you, sir.
Follow up yan, Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, may sa speech po ni Presidente, may sinabi siyang yung Dilawan or the Liberal Party po hindi matanggap yung kanilang pagkatalo sa eleksyon at inuugnay po niya yung Ombudsman sa Korte Suprema sa mga tangkang destabilization against his administration. Yung pong statement na yun ni Presidente, pwede po bang i-interpret yun as may tactical alliance ang LP, ang Ombudsman at ang Supreme Court para po pabagsakin yung kanyang administrasyon?
Ewan ko po if you could, maybe in effect, that seems to be the implication.
Thank you.
Okay.
Follow up. Rose Novenario. I'm sorry. Rose, then Cedric.
Good morning. And I will talk to the policemen. I will talk.
Saan ba? Cedric.
Sir, reaction lang po ng balas because the intent of the President to create a commission to investigate the Ombudsman, sir, is being questioned by some critics, and I think even Senate President Coco Pimentel says, I think he said the President cannot do that, sir. Your reaction lang, please, po, on the legality of it, sir.
Well, as has been pointed out, the principle stated in the Supreme Court decision dated 28 January 2014 with GR numbers 196231 and 196232. Wendell Barreras, Sulit versus Paquito Ochoa et al. The President also has concurrent authority to exercise disciplinary action.
So, sir, technically, it will be a fact-finding body. Kasi po yun din yung suggestion ni Senate President Pimentel.
Okay.
So it will be a fact-finding body, sir.
Well, they have to cooperate in this particular case. However, if you're asking about the legality of it, the President has legal grounds to do as he has said. But however it unfolds, let us follow the way they propose.
The end goal, sir, is to submit it to Congress. Tama po.
Okay. And to let Congress make decision.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Follow-up, other issue? Follow-up? Jopel?
Sir, a while ago sinabi niyo, sir, na President has evidence nung banggitin niya po na corrupt si CJ Sereno. Sir, willing po ba si President na ilabas ito sa public or kailan po kaya ito ilalabas?
At the right time and as necessary.
Okay, thank you. Other issue? John?
Good morning, spokesman.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
During the interview with Mr. Tulfo, sinabi ng Pangulo na isinara ni Trillanes yung bank account niya sa Singapore through online. However, according to the online account of the Development Bank of Singapore, hindi raw pwede magsara ng account online. Paano po kaya ito? Ano ba
that's also unverified. All of these things have to be verified clearly.
What is unverified? The statement of the DBS or the statement of the President?
Well, both. Okay. The President claims that it's that it was done that way. So let's make sure. And then there's another party that says it's not. So both aspects need to be verified.
Okay. Thank you.
Ace Romero?
Yusek, the President mentioned that if they do not agree or they fail to reach an agreement, the military will be involved. Can you clarify that?
That's something that needs to be more fully verified as to how exactly he meant by that.
Thank you, Yusek.
Okay, other issue? Rose Novinario?
Ay, good morning uli, sir.
Yes,
Sir, may nagpapatanong lang po mga concerned health workers. Ano na raw po yung nangyari dun sa kaso ng pagpatay dun sa 3 doktor sa panahon ng Duterte administration? Dahil ampun na po nila, parang nakatuon lang po yung atensyon ng gobyerno sa mga napapatay pong drug suspects.
Ma'am, siguro na nangyayari, nabibigyan tuon na media yung mga ganong klaseng kaso. Pero I'm sure that the wheels of justice are moving. It may be slow, but the wheels of justice are moving exactly for those people. Thank you, ma'am.
Questions? Rose Cos?
Sir, update lang po sa Barangay and SK election postponement kung meron na po bang development.
As of this stage, wala pa po. Okay.
Cedric?
Sir, reaction please. May nilaunch na change.org petition for the President to sign a waiver.
Change the what?
Change.org
Okay.
petition, sir, for the President to sign a waiver.
Okay.
I'm not sure when this was launched, pero it was launched, sir.
Okay.
What's the palace reaction in it?